I'm criminal defense attorney Aaron J. Boria, and today I'm going to be answering the question, what happens on the first day I go to court? So you're charged with a crime and you're going to court for the first time. You're probably really nervous, have a lot of questions, and are wondering, what should I expect when I go to court? First time you go to court, you're going to be showing up for an arraignment. At an arraignment, the judge has two things that they have to do for sure: set a bond and arraign you. What that means is you have to be told what the charge is that you're facing and what the maximum possible penalty is. So let's say you were arrested for drinking and driving in Michigan. The judge would tell you that you're facing a 93-day offense and up to a fine of $500. Some judges might even tell you that you have license sanctions. That's all they have to tell you. They don't have to tell you about collateral consequences. They don't have to tell you about probation, just the maximum amount of time in jail and the fine. That's it. The next thing the judge is going to do is going to set a bond. A bond is a promise to return to court. Sometimes it's backed by money. So a judge might say, setting your bond at $1,000, that means you have to post $1,000 in order to leave the courthouse. Sometimes they'll say maybe $1,000, 10%. That means you're only going to post 10% of the bond. There's been a big push in bond reform. More than ever, people are just getting personal bonds. So $1,000 personal bond. In that situation, you don't actually pay any money. You're just promising to the court, look, if I don't show up, I owe you $1,000. So you better show up. In addition to setting a bond, the judge may also set bond conditions. Bond conditions are things to keep the public safe from you because of the accusations made against you while the case is pending. Another example, if it's a drinking and driving case, oftentimes you'll see in Michigan that judges will order random drug and alcohol testing to make sure you're staying sober while the case is progressing. If you're there for, say, a retail fraud, you might be ordered not to go back into the store that you're accused of stealing from. If you're there for an assault or domestic violence, you might be told to stay away from the person that you're accused of assaulting. Those are bond conditions, they're totally legal, and they happen in most cases. Once the judge has told you what you've been accused of and the maximum possible penalties for that offense, and then set your bond, maybe ordered some bond conditions, which don't happen in every case, but addressed bond, the next thing that's going to happen is the judge is typically going to set a pretrial, which is a meeting between your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. That's essentially the person who's the bad guy for you in this situation. After that, you typically get to leave the courthouse most of the time, unless you're charged with a really serious offense and you don't get a bond. Couple tips for your first day in court: show up on time, dress appropriately, and be polite. I'm attorney Aaron J. Boria. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're looking for an attorney, call me today. 734-453-7806, or shoot me an email at borialaw@gmail.com. I'm happy to fight for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.